the players were so excited to play that they may have already begun their turns just a little bit. We haven't missed much though, don't worry. Quick update of what they've done. Turn 1, Comedian, Command Tower, Esper Sentinel, pass. Turn 2, or I guess second in seat, Fluted Delta, Crackit, Blood Pet. And that is us all caught up. Let's hop into it.
Right off the bat, I want to talk about these decks here. I've been watching the entire tournament. I've seen some very interesting decks, and I'm very excited to see. Right now this is Sisay versus Florian versus Tivit versus Nixilis. Nixilis, of course, being the new one from Aftermath, which is very interesting.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see how well they do. And they do start off pretty strong as they have a Mana Crypt.
Yeah, when you have a commander like that, you generally want to, your game plan here is just going to be to play Nixilis as fast as possible, start getting that value going. So something like this. Oh, and we're going to see a Cloudstone Curio as well. Assumedly that's there for, your dock sidelines. So getting that right away, turn 1. Bit scary, hanging it out there like, yeah, here's my combo piece. Go ahead. It's fine.
We'll see if players play with that in mind and playing around that. But it's not the only Rakdos deck at the table, as we also have Florian.
Florian, of course, this is an Adnos strategy?
I mean, it's hard not to be Adnos and Rakdos.
Oh, yeah, fair.
A lot of people aren't going to know what Florian's playing. Florian is not a very well-known deck.
I believe the goal here is to use Florian as a sort of just a card advantage engine in your Rakdos ad nauseum deck. Of course, drawing cards pretty good when it comes to cEDH commanders, so very understandable. Oh, and that's a Magus of the Moon. Very unfortunate for a Comedian especially.
Restricting Sisay on colors is a really good way of slowing them down and really stopping a lot of what they want to do with 5-color Sisay. And Tivit just coming out here playing another land, which in this case will be a basic mountain.
I'm sure Tivit's not happy to see that either.
Especially because they only run island as their basic. An island is their one basic.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely need that Wooburg as fast as possible if you want to start chaining Sisay activations. So yeah, 2 basic mountains and no mana rocks is not where I think you want to be right now. Ooh, nobody expects the turn 2 moon. I think if I were to see a deck like Florian, I'd assume that it's something that's just trying to go as fast as possible. Something where Florian is sort of your plan if you need extra card advantage there. Oh, okay, here's the Imperial Recruiter. That is your avenue to dockside.
That will in fact hit the dockside. So
dockside count is, what, 2 right now?
Yeah, just 2 for now. But we'll see whether it can get any bigger. And not only that, having the Imperial Recruiter with the Cloudstone allows you to do bounces with getting more value off of your Recruiter.
Very interesting. And I think this sort of highlights one of the things about Magus and cEDH right now. Right now, both of the blue players are really shut down on mana. None of them actually have access to blue mana, but the Rakdos deck has a combo piece, has Imp Recruiter, has Dockside now. So you're sort of left as the Rakdos player to sort of deal with them if they don't have free interaction in their hands. So I'm curious to see if the Nixilis player is able to use this Magus to their advantage here.
Well, and interestingly enough, with the Nixilis player right now, unless people have some form of interaction, no one else can play an artifact, because if they do, they immediately go infinite.
That is a very interesting pseudo, I don't want to say like a stacks effect, but it's like it's definitely like putting the board on notice, and that's very unfortunate for example, the Tivit player. Udy's player really needs to get something online here, some form of mana, But if you play your mana rocks and try and unlock your mana, you unlock the ability for the Dockside loop, which is, definitely not ideal.
Ooh, we got odd Nixilis. Let's go. Now, I don't believe they have a way of instantly winning off the Dockside loop right now, but I could be wrong about that.
I'm wondering if maybe there's some way Impercruiter might be able to find something. Let me check the deck list real quick.
I think if there's some way with Reckless Fireweaver, which is a card they have.
Oh, yeah, Reckless Fireweaver with Ob Nixilis, that will let you go through your deck, wouldn't it?
Dockside has treasures, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the Impercruiter should be enough to get you going in that sense.
Yes, so long as they have a creature that costs 1 here. If they have a 1-cost creature right now, then they can go infinite and win the game.
That's terrifying to think about, though. They're close. They're very close. We just have to see if Florian can present a win faster.
So they need 1 more mana or 1 more artifact, and they win from there. Actually, no, they could absolutely get there. Actually, they might actually still be 1 off. I have to do math. So you play your Dockside.
Yeah.
Dockside gets you the 2, so you have 4 mana left open. And then you play Impercruiter, bouncing Dockside. So no, that is not enough. They need either a land or someone to play an artifact. Or I guess they could get their own artifact as well.
That makes sense. Although, being a singular land drop away from infinite mana, that's pretty nice.
Well, not just infinite mana, but just winning the game, assuming no one has a counterspell.
Oh, the basic island.
Let's go. They have a blue.
All right. Threatening the interaction.
That opens up a lot more options.
Given that we haven't really seen much be played out, of course, you're in an awkward position where you don't really want to play anything out. But
well, and Magus of the Moon preventing a lot of your other things.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if their hands are like we haven't seen Tivit play a land in a bit. We have 4 lands on Comedian's side, but Udi Slayer has 2. So I'm imagining. I mean, obviously they're locked out, but I'm wondering if they have some form of interaction. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, okay. There's a sacrifice of the Hope of Gerber in response to the Dockside trigger.
Is that how that works? Can you just sacrifice hope at any time?
I didn't think you could.
You can. You can sacrifice at any time. It just doesn't have any effect.
Interesting. Okay.
Sacrifice Hope of Gerber, and then it has an effect. It does not require that you attack.
I don't know why I was under the impression that you needed a target that was valid for that. But if you don't, that is good for the table. Oh, I'm gonna say this wrong and be embarrassed. A Hadouken?
You did say that correctly. Yes, I believe that is the Hadouken art for Lightning Bolt.
I will say, it looks very nice.
I think people are doing a rules check on whether he can sack the Hope. The Hope does have to have a target. So they do get a treasure.
Which is really bad news for the table, I think.
So they have... let's recount their mana. They should have had 3 treasures available to them. They tapped 1 and a floating. They should have enough for Dockside. I don't know whether they had 1 floating or...
They did also cast the Lightning Bolt.
Okay.
That's kind of unfortunate.
If the Lightning Bolt is the reason why they don't have enough to do the thing, that really sucks. Because they could have won. That, I would be upset about that.
Yeah. Oh! Well, would you look at that?
Well, you said that Ian was locked out. We said that keeping Sisay away from getting access to 5 colors was the key. Well, don't count Ian out of things.
Wow!
That is brutal.
Incredible. Okay. Out of nowhere, comedian with the steel chair, Dockside and Emil. Here it is.
And just showing infinite mana, and then from there you can get every legend in your deck, and then from there you win the game.
Oh my god, who could have seen that coming?
Well, no one showed interaction, so he was like, okay, let's go for it.
Incredible. Wow. Out of nowhere. That is some very tight gameplay.
Huge shout out to our patrons. All of you guys are what makes this possible. If you want more Ka0s content, we've got gameplay videos coming out. We've got podcast episodes coming out. You can become a patron and play in the Ka0s League. If you missed out on this tournament and want to join us for the next one, guess what? You've only got to wait a month. June 17th for next Ka0s tournament. We will see you then. Have a good night, everyone.